Hello everybody and welcome to my Minecraft tutorial. Today I'm going to be teaching you how to build an iron farm trade hall with automatic discounts thanks to this zombie spawner behind me. Without any further delay, let's get into it. First, you'll need to find a zombie spawner. Then light it up so you don't get any spawns while you try to work everything out. Clear the areas, torch them up if you need to. And from there, what we need to do is make some space for the trade hall and iron farm. I like to go 8 blocks in each direction from the spawner and then also dig down by 3 to start, but then we will change that because there will be an extra layer underneath that. So for now, let's clear out the area, 8 in all directions and down by 3. All right, we have our room cleaned out. This is going to be the golem and zombie spawning chamber. I like to call it Fight Club. They both spawn in the same area. They fight it out. Collections will fall into that center block using a minecart and hopper. There will be magma blocks on the floor to help kill the golems. And down below will be the collection chamber along with where all the villager beds go. You'll have to fill in any holes that are in the area, like the ones behind me. And we will also need to make the area where the villagers will go. I like to make an extra space behind this wall, about right here. And I like to have them 2 spaces for the villagers and then 3 spaces for the player to walk around very comfortably. Again, fill in any holes that are going to be in the floor. And once you have these extra 5 blocks dug out around the entire perimeter, we will start with the next step. This will also be the time you will want to decorate your trade hall, use any blocks that you want, but keep in mind that these floors out here you'll probably want them to be spawn proof unless you have a ceiling too tall. I like my ceiling to be 3 tall, gives me that extra feeling of space, so my floor will be carpet. But for now, I'm going to dig this out and I will see you when it's all done. All right, here we are back in the zombie and golem chamber. I have finished digging out the perimeter for the villagers, which I will show you right now. I have blocked off all of the caves that have been in the area, and I have fixed the holes in the floor. I like to leave this section open for viewing. It's kind of just personal preference. Sometimes I like to watch the zombies and golems fight. Sometimes I just like to ensure that the farm is working properly. Also, I'm not sure if you guys will be using nether tunnels and portals to get to and from your farm, but you will want to include your way in and out of your farm, however you may have found your spawner. But for now, I'm going to just pop right down here. This was an existing location for the cave that I have, and we are going to find this center location for our collection. It's 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's see if we can find that cave right there, not too far off. So this is where the iron collection and the villager beds will go. You will want to make sure that this is too tall, not any taller. That way we can keep the golem spawns out. You can always carpet down here if you like it to be taller. Or if you want to do an item sorter, you might want to carpet the area as well. I'm just going to do a simple collection here. For now, we're going to have some magma as the center block. That way I will know exactly where center is. We're going to need some chests, some hoppers, and a rail, otherwise we can't place our hopper minecart down. So I like to just feed this straight directly down into a chest from a hopper minecart. I will use glass, which I did not get in my inventory. Just kind of help hold this minecart in, and you can still open your chest. And I will do that on all four sides. That way, it's not going to go anywhere, because we will want all four sides dug out so we can put the villager beds in here. I like to keep it as tight as possible. We need 20 beds to get iron golems to start, and a minimum of 10 villagers. For your trade hall, you can have as many villagers as you like, but you will need one bed per villager. I'm going to dig this area out, and I'll be right back with you. Okay, we're back. I have 20 beds in here. As you can see, it's very minimal. There's space for many more if you wanted to have a larger trade hall. Also, don't forget to light up your area. Jack-o'-lanterns are nice because you can hide them in the walls, in the floor. They give off lots of bright light, and you can cover them up if you were so inclined, if you didn't like the way they looked. Also, you're able to put a bed on top of them, so you have hidden lighting under your beds. For now, this area is finished. We're going to go up to the iron golem and zombie spawner, which is right here. As you can see, I have a magma block in the center. I like to make a diamond shape in the center. That way, when the golems spawn in the room, they're taking damage as soon as they step on it. Gives us a nice coverage for the floor. They will get flushed. We will be using water. So either way, if you had very minimal magma blocks in the center, they will still get taken care of. So we have our nice diamond shape. What I like to do is place a block in the corner, all four corners, and this will help have the golems flush to the center. Take your water. I'm also going to put just a line of blocks right here. Helps keep the water from flowing out into that section. Not a big deal, there's nothing out there. But for now, I put one on top of each of the four blocks in the corners. You'll probably want to make yourself a water source somewhere nearby, which is very simple. Just take out 4 blocks, like so. One in each corner, and that is an infinite water source. When you're done with it, all you got to do is plug it up, and it's all gone. Back to the spawning chamber in here. What you'll want to do is place water all along the edges, but you will want to be very careful not to place one on this block right here. If you do that, it will create an infinite water source and flood the whole room, and you'll have to plug up all the water sources and start again. We don't want it to be infinite sources because the mobs will just spawn in here and they won't get flushed to the center. So for now, we start here, and you could skip one, and it creates one in the middle. And I just like to skip one, makes it a little bit easier. But don't forget, we're not putting one right there. And then we skip to the next wall and carry on. See, I missed one there, so we'll put one there. And we're not going to put one there. And then we'll skip one. And we're not going to put one there, but we will put one there. This side has not been done, but as you can see, the rest of the room is nicely flushing to this center block. And that is where our collection is. Things are going to get flushed, and they will disappear because they are in the hopper down below. We will go check that in just a moment. Finish adding our water sources here. All right. Nice flush water flow all over, no dead spots. So when we do have monsters spawning in here, which it might still be a bit too bright, let's get these torches out. And I'm gonna block this up. Helps if it's on there we go. Have them come on in. They flow to the center. They die. And their collections will go to the bottom. We will go down here. Check our chest. We have 3 torches that I threw in there. You'll want to ensure that your hopper is facing into the chest. That way your items are collected and they land where you want them. Now I like to build the villager chambers. I would leave this section open. You can use whatever decorative block you like. I'm just going to use the smooth stone in order for you to see the difference between the blocks. But for now, I like to go have a couple of walls all the way around. Just have a little chamber for them. And as you can see, that greatly decreases your walking space in here. That's why I said to go out by 5. I think it's just a nice number, gives you a lot of space. You don't feel very crowded when you're playing. Okay, now there's many ways you can get villagers down here after you have made the chambers all the way around. I like to give them their each little own torch, that way they are not getting spawned inside their little pods. And we don't have dead zombies, or dead villagers, sorry. I also like to come out from here and give this just a little extra room for a villager right in here. That way we have all the space in the world for our villagers. A little bit of space management. And it gives you another trade that you may not have had before. So I like to take villagers, my personal self, through the nether. It's a lot quicker for me, but I also have my nether tunnels way up high in the nether ceiling where they're spawn-proof and they're safe. If you're near a village, you can always get a minecart and put them in the minecart and cart them down here. And you can breed them up down here. All you need is 2. Throw some bread at them, and they will create as many babies as you have beds. So I have 20 beds, so I would get 20 villagers. Or the third option is you can wait for the zombie spawner to spawn a zombie villager just like that, right on cue. How awesome was that? And you can cure them. If you're gonna go that route, you don't want to have any magma on the floor because they will die. But for the sake of the tutorial, I am going to use villager spawn eggs. I have a few job blocks. And I will show you a quick way to get a villager into a cell that you may not have previously had into the pod. Sometimes it's easier to flush them with a water bucket. I like to sometimes use a minecart and a trapdoor, which is also very fast. But here's the water bucket. Just kind of flush them. A lot of times they just go right in there, super quick and easy, and you can block them in with their job. Pick up your water bucket. In my case, I'm going to have to break it because I have infinite water bucket. And look, he's already taken his lectern job. And you can just repeat that all over, or you can... Oh, that's a nitwit. Nobody look. Or you can run a minecart with a hopper or sorry, not the hopper. Come on, get in there. With the minecart and the rail, run it directly in there. This is where my trapdoor comes in play. I put it right up here. Give him a little push. In he goes. And then you can break that, and he can't get out because he's too tall. The trapdoor doesn't let him. And you can give him a job. And there you have it. He's taken his job. Now, if you're down here and you're breeding 2 villagers, you will want to give them bread. Just chuck it at them. They'll grab it. They see the beds downstairs, and they will end up breeding baby villagers. There is small problems with the baby villagers. They will get into this hole right here, and they will block your villager that's in here from getting to his job block, blocking his trades. So for now, I like to block them off. That way, there's no babies getting in there, and there's no difficulties. Hello, little fella. Now, in order for this iron farm to work, all of your villagers will need to have a job, at least 75% of them. So you'll have to wait for the babies to grow up, and you'll have to minecart them or water flush them into their little holes. And once they grow up, you will have to figure out which villager wants which job. I like to have them all in their little holes first, and I place the job block down, I wait for it to catch the green sparkles, and then I will look at the villagers and see which villager has that particular job outfit on it. And then I will walk to that villager in its little pod, and I will mark him some way that I remember, usually with a torch in front of him, and I will break this job, and then I will come and place it back for that villager to come take his job, and he's just all set. Okay, as you can see, these two have decided to come along and stand on top of their job blocks. So I'm just going to come, give them a little push, place a block above their heads, that way they can't jump up on there, and block them off so the babies cannot get in there. Now I will come back when the whole area, all the babies are full, and I have 20 villagers in 20 pods. Okay, I have all adults in here now. They all have been assigned a job, and we have, I believe I heard one, iron golem spawning in the spawn chamber. Right now we have a zombie, but let's sit here for a moment. Might need to be set to daytime. Let's see. Everybody needs to be working, so we'll quickly set this to day. Sometimes you'll have to sleep. Yep, there's a golem. Everyone's working. Looks like the zombie's getting the better half of the golem this time, but the golem is dying. And he will fall in the center. All of his items will drop, and they will be downstairs in our collection chamber. Any day now. It is a little slow, but it is my preference to do it this way. I will show you a different way at the end of this on my realm. I won't go into a tutorial. Now that we have all adults, you're welcome to break out all the glass, place trapdoors. I like to keep the trapdoors there in case you want to roll trades. Like this gentleman, he has already discounted his book for us, Impaling, and it's discounted because every time a zombie villager spawns from the zombie spawner, it kind of gives the same effect as curing a little bit. Not as dramatic as curing, but over time, he should sell that book for 1 emerald. Not every trade will be 1 emerald. These guys will lower their price as well. As soon as we have enough zombie villagers spawning from that spawner, it will discount all of the villagers in the area. Let's see. He's down. Mending. Ooh, that's an expensive mending. He will lower his price the more you have zombie villagers spawn. So I will sit here for a few minutes waiting for zombie villagers to spawn, and I will be back with you when they are discounted a little bit more. Okay, we are back. We've had a few zombie villagers spawn in our chamber. As you can see, we're getting a couple of golems, and our villagers have been discounted. So as the iron golems die, you can trade them iron ingots, and you can scroll on down here and get your diamond gear for 1 emerald. And the books should also be heavily discounted. These gentlemen are discounted as well, and all I've done is sit around and wait while we collect iron. All these trades, nice and cheap. Mending is 9. That's a little high. I wouldn't take that mending book to begin with, but infinity. You can get diamond tools, 1 emerald. Weapons from the weaponsmith, 1 iron, 1 ingot. You get 1 emerald. 1 emerald for an axe or a sword. It's a win-win. And I'm not sure if I mentioned it before, but this glass right here needs to be tinted glass. That way the zombie spawner stays dark in there, and you get your spawns. Fight Club, let's go! Now, as promised, I said that I would share with you my personal world with my trade hall, iron farm, and zombie spawner. We are here. And let me flip the cameras around. This is a double spawner. I got lucky. Skeleton over there. You might have caught one fly by. Here's our trident killer. Very noisy. This is our zombie spawner here. Now, it's set up differently here. This is one of my first designs. Above it will be the iron golem chamber. Here's our collection. Kind of see the little hoppers running up there. They kind of just pop out and down they go. Up here is our first layer of villagers. Here is where I keep most of my librarians. This is kind of the poop chute, for lack of a better word, for my spawners. Here's where the beds are. And you can see just above me are where the golems spawn in. There's a bit of water in there, but here's my bed. It's double stacked. I like to carpet just to be extra safe. You can hear one dying in there right now. We'll head on upstairs. Here's where I keep the rest of the villagers that I may want. Carpet on the floor, keeping those spawns out of my hallways, and the golems exactly where they're supposed to be. This one's faster because I use lava in here to kill them. So it's just a different design, kind of a 3-tier sandwich, I guess, if you will. You've got the spawner on the bottom, the beds, and the golems spawning on top of that. And this is keeping the golems in a central location where I want them. They spawn off of the beds. I believe it's 6 blocks in all directions, so carpet is a must sometimes. If we hang out here for a moment, we should see one pop in. Not exactly sure what time of day it is. And if anybody knows how to get rid of these over in this area, these controller, I don't play on controller, I don't know why those showed up one day, I just can't seem to get rid of them. I play on PC, so if anyone knows how to get rid of those, please help me out. Thank you. Let me see if I need to sleep. Yeah, it's getting close. Oh, there's one. There he is, spawning in there, where I like him to stay. This is just one of the ways you can take your trade haul. And I appreciate you joining me on this here my first tutorial. Hopefully everybody found it useful. If you liked it, please like the video, subscribe if you're looking for more, and maybe I'll see what else I can come up with. Thanks everybody. Bye.